So, hey, everybody, welcome. We are back with the crew. Williams is out today, but we got the man. We got the man who always gives us some knowledge and some words of wisdom. We got Donald Polo back with us, and who else is missing? Just Williams.
Yep.
Just Williams, yeah. So we always gonna bring a replacement in to now you're gonna have to start talking like Williams a little bit too, and give us some of the same.
Talk real smooth like this. I was thinking about it.
I mean, Morris still ain't came back. No,
We not inviting Morris back. We didn't get any views saying that they wanted him back. So that was the problem. No one said they wanted Mr. Morris back, but I'm sure overwhelmingly they wanted Mr. Polo back. Back by popular demand. So let's just start out with you, Mr. Polo, because I mean, what's been happening? Tell us what's been happening with the book. Some knowledge that we can start on. And
well, what chapter did y'all?
Hey! We just saying where you are.
So I was watching the last episode when you guys had the freshmen.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
I think that was really cool, man. I think that was such a great idea to pull them in and let them have conversation. It's great practice for them to speak.
Yeah.
Get what's out of their mind, out in the open. And I love the whole thing that they were talking about because it kind of connects to my class.
Yeah.
I talked to them a lot about conforming, and how to stay original, how to stay true to yourself. And I heard a lot of the freshmen saying that, like, yo, I can't be vulnerable around my friends. I have to be a certain way. I just thought it was really cool, man, because, like I said, it connected to a lot of my class readings.
Yeah, I think the thing about the vulnerability at their age, when I walked away from it, I kept thinking to myself, what age do you become vulnerable? Mm-hmm. Like, what age do you say, you don't say it, but what age does it kind of maybe just happen that you become vulnerable around your friends, or you find out that these really are my friends and I can be vulnerable? I don't know if that's an age or if that's...
Well, I think we start off vulnerable, and then life makes us hard, and then during certain points in our life, we can either grow to be more vulnerable with certain people.
If nurtured.
If nurtured or, around, certain people or whatever. But other than that, like, we'll put up those guard walls, because life has taught us to, just protect ourselves, be on the defensive, and in some cases be on the offensive.
Yo, so can I share a story real quick?
Yeah.
So something I went through, and I know this is gonna sound crazy to y'all.
Never.
But so when my wife was pregnant, and I found out I was having a son, I was getting into these huge arguments with my family and my wife, because I was telling them I'm not gonna kiss him like that. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't see myself kissing him because that's not something I ever experienced. You know what I'm saying? I never had a father. I'm super close with my brothers, but like we don't hug. You know what I'm saying? We don't like show affection like that. It's this weird affection of like punch you in the arm, you know what I'm saying? Talk crazy.
Knock you out, send you to the hospital.
Yeah. And so I'm telling them like, man, like I'm not gonna be like that with him. I'm not gonna be like that with him. My brother's like, you crazy. And I promise you, from the moment he was born, man, the first thing I did, it was like this natural thing. Like I kissed him, and I promise you, out of everyone I kiss him more than my wife now. Yeah. But there was this side of me, and it reminded me of what Driscoll just said right now. Like I had to build this like defense up in him, and it was just like so important to me as I was like preparing for him. But I think about too, like how you prepare for something. Yeah. And then it happens, and then everything instantly shifts. And that's exactly what happened, man. Like, as soon as I see him, even now, like, man, before I leave my house, I kiss him. I tell him, God bless you. Tell him, have a good day. Tell him, I love you. He gives me a kiss back, tells me I love you. And I never thought my relationship would be like that with my son, man.
And you never thought that because you didn't have anybody that did it to you.
That's right. All the men in my family was just crazy. Like for real, it was no softness, man. Not at all. And I feel like I've tried to like bury that in me, and it just boom, it come out of me. Man. And it's crazy. I was just talking to one of the students. He was like really upset, and he got into it with one of the teachers, and I was telling him, I was like, man, how powerful would it have been if you just stood there silently while he going crazy, acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? But it's the hardest thing to do. It's the hardest thing to do to be like, I'm going that way.
Yeah. I think that goes into one of the chapters too. Day 36, leave your legacy now. And the reason why I said is because many times it says every man carries weight, the pressure to provide, to protect, and to perform. But legacy isn't something you leave behind someday. Legacy is how you live today. So it's the decisions you make when one's watching. It's in the value you pass down, the standards you uphold, the way you show up when it's hard. You're not just writing your story, you're shaping someone else's right now. And so when you said that, I was thinking, wow, that goes right with the legacy, because you are living it now for your son to see that legacy of who you are, versus saying, when I die, I want him to be this way. You're actually living it now so that, and that hit me hard because I in my mind, I'm always thinking the legacy. And I know this company that's called BTD, Beyond the Dash. And the reason it's Beyond the Dash is because it's dealing with beyond the dash, or when we're born, there's a dash, and then so beyond that dash, what do you do with your life, right? And so many things we think about is what people will say about us when we're gone versus what they say about us now.
You know what's crazy? I was having a conversation literally probably 6 o'clock this morning with my guys about like fathers.
Why won't y'all sleep? No, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Up at 5 a.m.
That's fine. And y'all have a conversation.
Yeah,
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I hope you kept it down this time.
I know I did keep it down. I didn't try not to get my neighbor mad. But we was talking about how fathers go through so much. You know, they had kids, they go through so much, and then that kind of forced them to kind of shy away from their kids for whatever capacity. And I'm just like, I'm glad that, you know, my dad, no matter what he was going through, life was happening, he was still able to like pour into us, talk to us, and he still had like that soft piece. Like I remember because he lived out of state, so every time we went to see him for the summers, he made sure he showed as much affection as he could. He kissed us on the cheek, always poured into us about how we should love each other, but also make sure that we show love to our brothers, because most young men didn't do that. So we was just talking about that this morning, and they like, man, because they all got kids. They like, for a minute, my brother, like, he didn't kiss his son, right? He didn't hug his son, but then he thought about it like his son used to kiss him and hug him. He like, man, why can't I do the same thing to like my son? So I'm like, it's okay. Like, you can kiss your son, you can hug your son, and like he need that. So that is ironic that we was talking about that this morning.
That's wild.
Yeah. What makes it even wilder too is when we stop to think about why. Sometimes it's because societal has made us feel like, oh, hugging another man or kissing, or, we try to live up to some of the expectations or pressures that are put on us. And even like when you said all the things your dad did, there were times, I'll use my dad example. My dad was really more of like the breadwinner. So it wasn't about whether he loved us or not. It was that he took care of us and that was it. Like he made sure the house, was going on and all that, and probably did whatever else. I didn't keep track of him like that. I didn't have no location on him at that time. But that, for him, that was affection. Yeah. It wasn't about I love you or, come over here, give me a hug and stuff like that. It was that I'm taking care of you. And so that was part of what, he saw as affection versus did we know if that's what people, like what we needed or not.
Yeah. And another thing I want to go back to, that's what I was going to say, the legacy piece. That's another thing we was talking about. Like, although life is happening, right, to fathers, and I don't got kids yet, so it's easy for me to say this, but I feel like no matter what's going on, right, you should always be looking at the legacy and the blueprint that you're giving your son or your daughter. And they kind of like, we're like, you don't got kids yet, and like you will learn, like, when life happens sometimes, you may think differently. And I'm just like, I understand life could happen, like things are going to happen, but I'm not going to not think about what I need to leave behind, the stuff I need to implement into my kids' life, so that when I am gone, right between them dashes, I've left some type of foundation that like my people that's after me could like to stand
or that they know they were loved.
Correct.
Like
Or they
I
know it was love.
could think about like people who leave, right? Their parent die or whatever, and they never knew that they were like loved by them because maybe that was not shared in the house, and that's more difficult, I think, for a male to even stand in his calling when he doesn't feel that he was loved, but feel that he just had to fulfill all these obligations versus, you know, that relationship building.
Yeah.
And I think that feeling of being loved is so crucial, because if somebody's always calling you, like, hey, can you do this? Can you do this? And they're never like actually checking in on you. You know, it kind of just sucks. It's like, dang, am I a tool?
No, facts.
Like, I'm just a resource that you're using. So I appreciate, like, when my friends reach out and, you know, just be like, hey, how you doing? Or my dad will reach out, just check in on me. Or my mom will, like, just shoot me a quick text and, like, you know, just see how I'm doing.
I mean, y'all must have read this book, because day 37, and you see I know this, right? But day 37 says owning your truth and standing firm in relationships, which I thought was really, which is kind of what you were saying. So it says relationships comes with expectations, some loud, some silent. The pressure to settle down, move at someone else's pace, or fit into a version of yourself that isn't real can make you question what you actually want. But before you can build a relationship that's real, you got to get brutally honest with yourself. What are you ready for? What do you value? What do you want your relationship to feel like, not just look like? Owning your truth doesn't start with telling somebody else. It starts with you telling yourself.
Yeah, another thing from day 37 is the power of clarity. Growth happens when you start making internal choices, and that clarity is real power. When you can be honest with yourself, you know, it helps in like just being honest and straight up with other people.
And you know what is being honest with yourself is, because it also talks about not wasting time. And so what's being honest with yourself is saying, and I think I sent you guys a TikTok that was showing, like, you know, I could be attracted to you because of your beauty and all your outward appearance, but if nothing else connects, then I'm only there superficially. And so I think we would be great in a relationship based off your beauty, but we're not going to be a good relationship based on longevity. And so I think this also speaks to that, of us being honest with saying, this is not where I am. This is not who I am. This is not my expectations. But what happens is sometimes we want to be in a relationship so bad, or we want to say it's the right relationship or the wrong relationship. And we know in our head, like, I don't know if this is sustainable. I can think of relationships that I've been in that I'm like, I don't know if I can keep driving this long and keep doing, you know, right?
Straight up.
But I kept doing it because I was like, it's a relationship. I'm supposed to be in a relationship, right? And so the question is then, do you ever stop and just say, I'm not happy doing this. I'm happy being in a relationship, but I'm not happy doing all these things.
Can I touch on something real
Absolutely.
quick? Because this ties on into more than just like, you know, romantic relationships.
Yeah.
This is
Friendships
too.
Yep.
Like
Careers.
I have friends that still want to go to the club every weekend. I'm not doing that.
No, facts.
You know.
Oh, I didn't know.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm not.
I didn't know because hey Turner, on Mondays he have a hard time getting here. But let's finish hearing this story.
I don't know what Monday you talking about. But no, seriously, like, you know, me doing things like, and the reason why I might have been a little late this past Monday is because I just did the 5K.
Driscoll. Hey, Driscoll. I mean,
Why-
that's
why
between
trying-
you
why
and
you
whatever
trying to
you know.
Why you trying to be petty? Yeah, the hot chocolate 5K. Yeah, so I did that, and like doing things like that with my friends now is more like fulfilling, you know, than going to a club, because we're like doing something that's challenging and building us up.
And it's productive.
And it's productive. It's good for me. You know?
Yeah, I would tell you this about the clubs is that at some point you almost just too old to be hanging in the club. You're like,
You can't tell some people that. They gonna be
I mean, at one point there's people that you got to be looking at them
Older
saying,
people.
"Oh, okay, I didn't know."
Older people.
I was still going to other ones. No, I'm joking.
Last time I went to that one spot,
I know.
Please
that
don't
spot.
say the spot, Turner.
I know that spot.
my last time going there, I seen somebody who graduated from here.
Oh,
So you like it's over with.
yeah, it's cooked.
It's
Yeah,
over with.
that's happened.
I'm like, yeah, I'm too old to be up here.
Yeah, they get over with.
But it takes us to be honest with ourselves and say, I've moved to another
Mhm.
area of my life, and it's okay that I don't want, like even going to bed. Like some days I get home and I'm like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
And, how many times did we used to be like, no, it's only 8 o'clock. I'm staying up because, blah, 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 right? No, okay, maybe not 8 o'clock for y'all, but.
No, I've been going to sleep. I go to sleep at like 8:30 sometimes. Like, I get home and I'm like, it's over with. Like,
My lifestyle don't allow me to
it's over with sometimes. It's
What?
Over with. I be tired. For real, for real.
I'll be tired too. I don't think people understand. Might be a little sidebar. I don't think people understand how tiring it is to be an educator.
Oh man.
Like, we have to make so many decisions and have so many conversations. When
So
I get
many.
home, I do not want to talk.
That's why I
wanna
don't
be-
call you, because usually
I
it
don't
goes
want
to
to be on the
voicemail.
phone with
You-
nobody.
What's crazy is my wife became admin, right, at her little place, and she had to cover a teacher, and she was in the classroom for like an hour and a half, and she came home, she was like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted. I said, yeah, you forgot what it's like to be in the trenches. You forgot what it is to be on the front line. You sitting pretty behind that desk,
real.
and it's real tiring to stand up and project period after period and control and do multiple things all at once, man. Like, it's a real art, man.
It is.
Yeah,
It's a
but
real
I
art.
I will tell you this too. It's a real art, and I applaud it. But people also, on the flip side, don't understand that in admin, you're dealing with adults as well.
Yes,
and sometimes
I agree.
adults are the
I
hardest
agree.
people to manage.
And that's why I refuse to go into administration.
That's a fact.
But I think that one of the things that we have to continue to push is, how do we make sure, number one, clarity in what's going on and what we want? Because sometimes we can want something and we want it now, but maybe it's not for us now, right? Like some days I think I want that white picket fence with that porch that wraps around so I can kind of, And other days I'm like, I don't want that crap. Like, I don't want to be bothered with that right now.
I read this quote where they were basically saying, like, you have this idea in your mind of where you want to be at, and you got to go through all these things just to get to realize this is not where I want to be.
Yeah. And sometimes that happens because the grass always looks greener on the other side. And somebody used to say, but you don't know how much manure is over there or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But that's why the grass is greener.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So
That's real.
yeah. So I think that it's important that we, if nothing else today, just talk about that legacy piece, but also being honest to, like, what's sustainable for us in our life. Like, and like I say, it's not just romantic relationships, but it's also financial, it's also career, it's also in friendships. Like, there are people that are still in our lives that we probably should have cut a long time ago,
Yeah.
but for some reason they're still around because
Love.
we can't say enough, that I got to move on.
And I wouldn't even say love. Sometimes it's just
I
like,
wasn't gonna say love. That was just
No,
Jordan said love.
I know.
That the only thing that keep me.
I would say, like, sometimes
That's
there's
distorted
just
love.
What's the
the
definition of
the
it?
fear of the void.
Yeah.
Like, the fear of that void. Like, if you
That's good,
remove
Driscoll.
something, then you have nothing there, and it's just like, wow, what am I supposed to do with this space?
Yeah.
And
if
that's
you
what
don't
happens
know,
with people who
then-
retire.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
People who retire are like, now what I'm supposed to do? I used to get up every morning and
That's
feel like I
all right.
had
We're not gonna be able to retire ever at this point.
not we.
No, maybe
Yeah,
you
Anderson
might be
good.
good. You might
Anderson
be
good.
good. Polo, you might. I don't
No,
know.
man, they want me to teach time. I'm 64 years old, man.
Yeah, we
I
gonna
can never
You can come in here with one of them little canes and
listen.
Polo gonna be.
I'm gonna be hitting them with the game.
but I think that's important. One of my mentors and principals, she used to say to me, because I remember when she was retiring, I was like, why are you retiring? Don't retire. We still need you. Blah, blah. She said, she used to call me Lil Charles. Lil Charles, you got to know when the DJ done stop playing the music and stop dancing.
When the lights come on.
And I was like, I think the
I see
DJ
the
still
light.
playing.
I see the light.
They turn the lights on at your place that you go to. Y'all all run because y'all see how everybody really look.
Everybody just scattered.
Right. I thought she was better looking than that.
I think it's important and imperative that we keep having the conversations with the students like how we did last week, because I think that allow them, or that's gonna give them more space to be more comfortable
Because they don't have it.
because they don't have it, right? And then I think eventually, as they going through this phase of high school, they're gonna reach a point to where they're gonna be confident and comfortable with exactly who they is, whether that's as vulnerable as they want to be or not vulnerable as they want to be, but at least they be able to identify who they is and what's comfortable to them. And I think that'll take them a long way. But like having a conversation like this, I think it's probably like the only time they really get to voice those things.
Yeah, I think we definitely have to do it again. We
Yeah.
have to pick. You probably have to give us some more. Even though you give me those two, but you can give me like others.
Yeah.
But those two want to come back.
Yeah.
So,
Nah, yeah, they do.
they
yeah.
were good.
So we'll get them back on too, you know.
I also think that like because podcasts are pretty popular, like that could really
For sure.
generate some interest.
We
Like
probably got the next Castanet in the building.
we
Streaming.
might.
You know how much money he make?
No, I don't. I've
Oh,
never looked at his bank
yes.
account.
Me neither, but I know it's
They don't want to look at mine.
it's a ton.
What's the other popular ones? I feel like
Speed.
we're like Joe Budden and
Joe Budden.
that we're that group.
Joe
Uh-huh.
Budden. They got a pretty cool podcast.
All right, you guys. It's time for us to say goodbye. See, I was going to do a Carol Burnett, but none of y'all would
Mr.
know
Polo
that.
got to get to class.
Right. Polo got to go to class and stand before the kids and stay up all day talking and and
was
think
not
about.
trying to take
Wait,
a shot at
look,
Edmund.
look.
Hold up. I was not trying to take a shot at
And
Edmund.
Polo got to
Say,
think
yo,
about. And y'all want me to do this till I'm 64?
We're gonna have to start a revolution or
I
something.
know. So before you leave, Mr. Polo, knock us down with some words of wisdom from today, and then we gonna sign off.
Never point the finger. Always point the thumb.
Ooh.
Right back at you. Right back
Wait.
at you. Because if you point,
Oh, because if you point, I don't know how to
his
point the
thumb
thumb.
don't
Then
work.
right? How do you point the
his thumb
thumb?
don't
You
move
don't
like
blame
ours.
nobody. You blame yourself.
Oh, so I still go like this and point the thumb.
Yeah,
Okay.
just don't do like that.
I thought I was supposed to be pointing the thumb like
Point
this.
at somebody else.
Right, I'm like,
Get a load of this guy.
right, it's this guy's fault. All right, thank you so much for joining us. This is the podcast of Being the Man That You Are Called to Be. On behalf of these gentlemen, these great guys I get to sit with on Friday.
Peace.
I knew you was gonna do that.
Peace.
I don't hold up peace signs.
Holla back.
Peace.
Dashing